Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special. It ain't special. No, what's up, Patreons? And for the first part of the show, the podcast community, the podcast listeners, welcome to this episode of Brian H. Waters Thoughts. SummerSlam is in our rearview mirror. So, what I decided to do, because I'm actually in between traveling, I am going to Las Vegas in a couple of days for the National Association of Black Journalists Convention, which I'm really excited. Here's something y'all get. Goals. Have a wrestling panel at NABJ next year. There's a lot of great black wrestling voices out there, and we need to be on showcase amongst the journalism community. We do it amongst ourselves and amongst the wrestling community, but amongst the comic book community, but I need journalists to understand what we go through, how we cover wrestling. So that's a goal of mine. But this year, in this episode, I wanted to sit back, give my quick thoughts about SummerSlam. So for the Patreons, y'all will get the whole thing. For those listening on the podcast platforms, if you subscribe for only $1, you can unlock the full episode. However, I'll give you my first thoughts. So I'm going to start at the main event, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. A lot of people was upset about this when the match was announced. Now, I have to remember WWE was kind of backed in a corner. You had Randy Orton penciled in. That's what the rumor and innuendo was, right? It was going to be Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns for the championship. We kind of saw like them kind of getting there with, the Bloodline taking on or Team RK Bro, then the 6-man tag. Well, I should say the Usos versus RK Bro and 6-man tag with the Bloodline versus RK Bro and Drew McIntyre. So it looked like we was going there, right? But then Randy Orton has been sidelined. So now that he's sidelined, it's like, where do we go from here, right? So we didn't get that match. And of course, you could have went other routes, but it's SummerSlam. It's a stadium show. And WWE believe, hey, you know what? We can sell a stadium out with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. It's the last man standing match. But not only the last man standing match, the last time ever. Now, these two have put on bangers, ladies and gentlemen. I thought the WrestleMania match was solid. We all obviously saw that Roman's shoulder popped out, so maybe the match ended sooner than they wanted it to. But nonetheless, the match was solid. They had another solid match. Really, ever since Roman has been the tribal chief, in my opinion. I forgot the name. I want to say it was the name of it escapes me, but over in Saudi Arabia, they had a banger. The day one match didn't happen because Roman was out. But I think one of the things that Paul Heyman said was you always have Austin has his Rock and Hogan has Savage, Bret and Shawn. Roman is trying to shed his Brock Lesnar. And I thought that was just great storytelling right there. Storytelling at its finest. And now, we're looking into moving forward as we get ready for what's next for Roman Reigns. And that's what I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see what's next for Roman Reigns. Where does he go from here as the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion? I personally don't think, he needs both belts. I want to see him hold the one. 700 days. Shout out to Roman. I would love to see him hold the belt. Matter of fact, let's give him applause on that one because that definitely deserves it. Yeah, so shout out to Roman. But I definitely think, just one title. All right, he's had both of them. Now, how do you get the championship off of him? That is the question. I think at Clash at the Castle, I think we all know that Drew's probably going to win the championship, right? You're going to build this pay-per-view. He's going to get that Davey Boy Smith moment over there. And I think this will be good. I wouldn't be surprised if some sort of swerve happened and like Roman put the belt down and it was a situation where it was like, okay, the belt is vacated because he just wants to hold the title that he's been holding 700 days. And he said, look, I did what I could do. I mean, that's one way to protect him. I don't know. I think Roman, if you did it that way, and this is me, that was literally just a thought. But if you did that way, you could have like Seth versus Drew, and then Seth could be the marquee guy matchup. But then again, how would that make sense, right? But nonetheless, this will be interesting to see what happens now with Roman Reigns. I don't see this title reign ending anytime soon. Some people may think so, but I don't see it ending anytime soon. This is the guy. He's printing money. His merchandise is through the roof, and I think it's good. I think, like I told somebody last week, he's the best thing going in professional wrestling and sports entertainment today, bar none.